32,000 odd is the ground record, and I'll tell you what, there's a chance they'll break it tonight. The Knights go out, they're greeted by the blue and red army, and this is it. A spot in the top four on offer. There's their side. Rosso, Davis, Ainscough, Barnes, Herman, the Johns brothers, Marquette in the front, McCormack, Harrigan. Tracy is back, Muir, and Glanville locks the scrum. Malcolm Reilly's the coach. Now the Sharks, greeted by the Novocastrians, and a fairly heavy sprinkling of their own supporters have made the trek. Looking for 8 in a row, looking for top 4, possibly top 3. Samet, Rogers, Eddinghausen, Bateman in the centre. Barnett, Healy, Green, Lee, Raper, Davidson, Greenhill, Long, Nickow. John Lang is the coach. Kelvin Jeffs is the man in charge. They've given the young referee what I consider to be the match of the round. And there's the kick-off off the right foot of Andrew Johns. And Cronulla Sutherland's half-back sends Davidson back. The confrontation between Harrigan and Davidson awaited by the crowd. And now it's Greenhill, who's just beyond the 20-metre line. Cronulla Sutherland, barring the new clubs in the competition, have never won at Marathon Stadium. They're just beyond the 30-metre line on their first set of 6, and Aaron Raper sends Tawira Nickow ahead. His body goes jolting back as 3 of the Novocastrians pull him down, and Raper again pushes back. And this time for the kick off the left foot of Ben Samet. Ball standing up and taken back. Robbie O'Davis in the number 2 shirt, playing on the wing as O'Davis.
It wasn't a good kick from Samet, but the idea was good. Every Newcastle player going through to put pressure on the kicker went to Mitch Healy. Long pass went back to the fullback. They've handed over field position to the Newcastle side. A couple of tackles up their sleeve, only 40 out.
Referee Jeffs comes in over the top of the play the ball, and Tracy it is that takes it ahead on what must be the 3rd tackle. McCormack is able to unload, and Johns goes inside the 30-metre line. Andrew playing it in the opening seconds of the game. It goes to his brother. First touch for him. The 12 careers ahead. It's Muir, and he goes to ground on 5, and they come immediately to the right, looking for the boot of Johns. He rolls it into the end goal, and Barnett, the winger, he gets it back into the field of play. Richard Barnett, he's been in superb form. And this is Ben Samet now.
That was tremendous work from Barnett, getting back into the field of play under all sorts of pressure. I think Newcastle will look to kick as a mistake is made from the young fullback Samet. I was about to say, I think that the Newcastle side will pepper the wingers and the fullback Samet, Matt Rogers and Richard Barnett. They're the inexperienced players in the side, where they have had very good seasons.
Alan Tracy has come out of that confrontation injured. He's packed into the back of the scrum after getting some attention. So Newcastle with a great opportunity here as they win the scrum. A long pass finds Matthew, and now Ainscough looking to become the leading try scorer ever for Newcastle. O'Davis plays it beyond the 10-metre line. Back for Matthew Johns. He puts a sprint on. Runs into the waiting clutches of Nickow. They're 8 metres out from McCormack to the right. Johns throws the dummy once and then picks up the second rower, Adam Muir. Muir to play it. Nickow again in the defence. And now Andrew turns it back. McCormack runs it. And Nathan Long goes high. Not called out by the referee. It's now on the 10-metre line. They go across and away from Andrew. On for Matthew. And Nickow goes over the top. Greenhill goes underneath. 5 tackles have expired. Back now for the kick again. He rolls it in. And Cronulla Sutherland, they'll have to try and get it back. They can't. Paul Green over the dead ball line. Pressure with a capital N from Newcastle.
Good constructive play there from Newcastle. A nice set of 6. They tried a lot of variations around the rucks, and the perfect ending to that bunch of tackles there. And Cronulla now under some pressure. Good defence by them.
Yeah, that is why Cronulla are undefeated in their last 7. It was great defence. Every player moving, covering across, even if the ball carrier's not near them.
Now, Tracy, presumably, is okay again. He's tackled now just outside the 30-metre line. All of the game has been played in Cronulla's territory as the captain, the chief, takes it to the 20-metre point. They set up the foundation. Now they start to do the fancy stuff. Matthew goes back across. Andrew is with it. And then he's hit. He's bombarded by Nathan Long and Danny Lee. McCormack chooses to go left, and he picks up Glanville. Glanville met by Ettinghausen. They're just inside the 10-metre line. Cronulla now again faced with the prospect of the ball being rolled into the end goal, away from Tracy, on to Barnes, and Barnes is pulled down. They're 5 metres out. Here's the last. Herman across. Ross's kick came off Nicow, not played at. Now it's been called up by the referee. He's ruled a knock on and the turnover.
Yeah, Marquette there has knocked the ball on right at the death. Once again, great defence by Cronulla. A beautiful tackle by Bateman. Tackle count not nullified, and there's the knock on there.
Play now just inside the 20-metre line. Cronulla Sutherland. And a penalty goes to the Sharks.
And it's a timely one for the Sharks. They've done a great job to hang on in defence there. Matthew Johns really posing problems. The Cronulla defence, he shot through there and really set up a try out wide. He'll probably be looking to take plenty of pressure off Andrew Johns. The shoulder still must be some sort of doubt.
Newcastle doing to Cronulla what Cronulla has done to side after side. Very methodical. Putting pressure on them, playing the game in the opposing half. Now Danny Lee will play it, and Cronulla have got a chance of getting into Newcastle's area on this set. Nicow tackled on the halfway line. Played back now. Nicow could have come to the Knights. They thought they had him. A knock on. But it's been, well, I thought he was going to allow play to go with Newcastle through the advantage. But now he's going to put a scrum down. Kelvin Jess, yes. To Wira Nicow, Newcastle thought they had him signed, sealed and delivered. Here's Nathan Long putting it on the grass. So Newcastle now running their angles as the centres combine. Ainscough and Barnes. Barnes destined for Parramatta, we're led to believe.
That's right, you mentioned that Jamie Ainscough is doing very, very well in the try-scoring list. He's got 15 tonight. Nathan Barnes has got 12, so they've got 27 between them as Harrigan takes a strong charge. Plenty of strike power in the centres for the Knights.
Keep in mind that if Cronulla, and I suppose to a lesser extent Newcastle, there's a chance if Brisbane are beaten that they not only would make the top 4, but they could make 3. Now it's with Matthew Johns. He goes across the back for Ainscough to loft it. Barnes has got it, and Barnes is over the 20-metre line. So here they come again, Newcastle, on tackle 5. Ainscough puts a low kick into the end goal. It's a very deep end goal, but Matt Rogers gets it back, and then he runs into a dead end, the shoulder of Andrew Johns.
Yeah, I told you there was some doubt about the shoulder of Johns.
Ben Samet now, 12 metres out from his line. Watch Matt Rogers. Watch this. He's moving, the other one standing still, and Andrew drives him back 3 metres.
The plan for Andrew Johns was to come back in the Roosters matches, some more strong defence on Nathan Long, then to miss the following week if they'd won that game. That wasn't the case, and they went down against the Reds also last week. So Andrew Johns was looking to get a week off, but that hasn't happened. The amount of pressure on in the Winfield Cup.
Aaron Raper's kick is going to bounce 25 metres out. On the 20-metre line, it's from O'Davis across for Ross, and Ross is pulled down by Matt Rogers. And Robbie O'Davis, who's had a splendid year, although it's had a little bit of injury intertwined with it. And now Harrigan, who's left a couple of dents on the defensive line. That pass is okay. This is Barnes. And Barnes is wrapped up over the top by Barnett, underneath by Bateman. They go over through Andrew, and it's now with the 12, which is Muir. And he's put away as the clock shows us 8 minutes is gone. No score in the battle for number 4. As I've explained, it could be number 3 for one of the sides. This is Matthew Johns. And now, on the last tackle, it comes across, and again, the Johns brothers combine. They roll it down, and it'll find the touchline just beyond that corner post, which means a scrum will pack.
Yeah, nice kick there, but there was an opportunity then on the outside. Unfortunately, for Johns, the outside backs were way in front of him. But Cronulla only had just the one defender out wide.
And that's normally an area that the Knights are very good at, giving the inside men an option to throw the pass on the last tackle. Chase is very keen to get down there. It's a good sign of enthusiasm, as Paul pointed out. A bit of an overlap there as Barnett comes in off the wing. Great start from Paul Harrigan in the front row as well for the Newcastle side.
You people at home watching with interest Cronulla, the reserve grade tonight got beaten. They are minor premiers. Newcastle got themselves with a victory into the top 4. Cronulla, therefore, still can be the club champions if they win first grade. That's another plume that awaits them at the end of this one with victory. Now Big Danny Lee, who's been a tower of strength, 32 metres away from the Cronulla line. Raper serves it up. Healy is with it. Hasn't seen a lot of football. It's been a defensive game for them, really. Now they put it down. They can't afford to do that. And Paul Marquette seemed to stand off it. I fancied that he thought he was offside.
Yes, you'd find it hard to believe that he could think that, because it was just a simple tackle. Ball jolted out by Paul Harrigan with the force of the tackle, and Marquette taking no chances. They do win the scrum. Andrew Johns finds Matthew, goes across field.
Robbie Ross. Tackled by Ben Samet. Samet doesn't know that he made the tackle. But now we go across for out wide. It's Glanville who's brought down on the 40-metre line. And now Jamie Ainsko. He's been a magnificent acquisition for Newcastle as Andrew Johns and Tracy combine. They try to put Marquette through the hole. The bounce favours Johns. He flick passes for Barnes, and now it's back for Muir, and Cronulla matching them blow for blow. Played by Muir to the blind side. The numbers are even as Matthew Johns rolls it in behind, and Ben Samet has only just got it. He'll play it back there in that corner. And Herman is able to bring Barnett down. No score. 11 minutes gone.
They look very enthusiastic tonight, Newcastle. They all want to get a touch of the football, which is a good sign. Backs are getting in there, running the football up in the danger zone. Some good, hard defence up the middle as well.
This will bring a penalty, and it has. Adam Muir says he held me down. Tawira Nikau brings the penalty for Cronulla.
That's a real shame, because the defence had been so good. Muir claiming that Nikau had a hold of his jersey. Aaron Raper clapping the effort of Nikau to earn the side a penalty. Mitch Healy will find touch around the 40-metre mark.
A lot of interest in the Commonwealth Bank Cup match here this afternoon, and you will see a very, very good game of football between the two schools, Parramatta Marist High and John Paul II Marion. You'll see that at midday tomorrow. I won't give you the score for those that want to watch it without knowing that scoreline. I guess most of the parents and respective schools know the result by now. Nikau, 40 metres away from the Newcastle line. It goes over for Paul Green to turn it up the centre, and Nathan Long. It was one-on-one, and it was Darren Tracy who was left to make the tackle. But Cronulla are now further into Newcastle territory than they've been all night. Barnett showed it, feigned to kick the ball, takes the tackle. And on 5, it comes from Bateman across for Healy to go into the air. And it's a good kick by Healy, right across the ground. They go up for it. Rogers has come down with it, and I think he's going to give it. He's given it all right. It's a try for Cronulla. A try for Matt Rogers off the boot of Mitch Healy. And
the first time the Sharks have been this end of the field, they've been able to manufacture a try through a great kick from Mitch Healy. He looked across. Robbie O'Davis, not a tall man, forced to stand still. The momentum was with the chasers, and Matt Rogers climbing high over the top of Eddinghausen, who punches the air in delight, gets the first points of this game.
What a fantastic kick. It's like a 9-9 withdraw, this. It just comes back, and Rogers timed his run to perfection.
Matt Rogers, Andrew played with his dad. That'll give you some idea of the cross-section of age, and there's the conversion. He scored the try and he kicked the goal. 6-0 Cronulla over Newcastle. Now Cronulla, 40 metres away from their own line. Paul Green works it to the blind side, and that is Greenhill. Very close to the touchline. Now Davidson. Davis makes the tackle together with McCormack. A quarter of the game is gone. Cronulla leading 6-0. And Danny Lee takes the tackle of Harrigan. They've hit Danny Lee with everything here tonight. But the big fella just keeps grinding up to them. Nicker on, away from Green, and now the kick from Healy. The chase is on from the outside men. The bounce favours Cronulla, and Robbie Ross with work to do. He steps straight through them. He goes outside the 30. This should bring a penalty. It's a penalty to Newcastle. Yeah. Eddinghausen took Barnes out of the play.
Should bring more than that, Rabs.
Should bring a professional foul.
No doubt about it. And Kelvin Jeffs, on this occasion, I think he's earned a nice run by Robbie Ross. Barnett slipped over there. And away goes Ross. Barnes positioned himself well, but he's taken out.
Tell you something else, it was a forward pass. But it was a professional foul from Eddinghausen. And we've seen people put in the bin for much lesser during this season. Now Harrigan, a little smell in his nostrils that there's a try waiting. But Cronulla's defence, it rises. And Nathan Long it is with the ball.
And a nice little incident in back play after Mitch Healy came up with the strong tackle on Matthew Johns. He just checked to make sure he was okay as the Sharks come up with another mistake. The Knights knock on as well. The referee says play on. Herman out of dummy half.
Tell you what, I'd love to see that on replay. I've got a feeling it came off Herman and came to Glanville, who was offside. Let's stay with the action. Tracy, 25 out from the Cronulla line. 6-0 in favour of Cronulla. This is almost sudden death stuff. Andrew Johns, Newcastle have tried everything. They can't force an opening. Now it's Muir. Long and Healy make the tackle.
That was touched in flight by a Cronulla player. There was no 6 again signalled, but a penalty comes their way. Looking for the quick play of the ball. Cronulla have come up with the infringement at the play of the ball. And 32 out. It looks as though they're going to kick for touch, not taking the 2 points on offer.
So Andrew Johns finding the line, 20 metres away from Cronulla's line. They're down 6-0 as Harrigan takes the first play, and 3 of the Sharks. They maul in. Now, Andrew Johns puts Paul Marquette up the field on the second forward play. McCormack throws a dummy. They go up the middle. Muir gets the ball away. McCormack has a ring of Sharks around him. McCormack will play 10 metres out, and now across for Matthew and Andrew to combine. It's out for Glanville. The run around for Johns, and there's a try. Herman! He gets it down out wide. Andrew Johns figured prominently. Tony Herman scores.
And the Sharks paying the penalty for handing over the ball at this end of the field. Keeping the ball alive here, the little run around. Andrew Johns involved a couple of times. Glanville did well. Andrew Johns backs up. As we freeze play there, you can see that Barnett is coming in off the wing. That allows the winger on the outside. And as the cutout pass is thrown, Tony Herman gets over in the corner.
Great ball that, wasn't it, by Andrew Johns? He could see out of the corner of his eye Barnett coming in. He was involved, 2 or 3 times in this play. They're having great games, both the Johns. So I see him look up. He saw Barnett coming in. And Newcastle get the try they've waited, 25 minutes for.
Here's Andrew Johns from near the touchline. He's 21 metres out. He set the try up. There's the kick, but it's offline. So, Cronulla Sutherland, they continue to lead Newcastle after 23 minutes, 6 points to 4. Paul Green, offloaded. This is Jeff Bell. I can remember at the start of the year, he was in scintillating form, Bell. Cronulla's kick down to the Newcastle 10-metre line, and O'Davis comes back. He's met there by Bell and Bateman. Barnes offloading, and O'Davis sees half an opening. Cormack now. Harrigan thunders ahead. For a bit of one-out stuff, though, it's very much evident that support players are having trouble staying with the ball carrier.
Well, I think the pace of the game is really starting to get to the players now. Mistakes are coming thick and fast.
There's a chance on Matt Rogers down the right flank. He stands them up and beats them. Well, he stood them up and nailed them to the wall. Darren Tracy looked at him. They played cat and mouse. And Rogers tippy-toe down the sideline to score his second try of the night.
Ball possession coughed up by Newcastle here. I've got a little bit of a doubt on the Nicow pass. There's the loose ball now. Cleaned up very quickly. Nicow gets one under the tackler's arm. I still think there was a doubt on that. And what about the work from Rogers? The winger up against the second row. It gets his second for the night.
Yeah, wouldn't his dad be proud of him, Steve Rogers? He would have done this same little move hundreds of times during his career. And like father, like son, Matt, he's a second row, he's standing up, but he's still got plenty of pace. Darren Tracy.
And with no room to work in, Matt Rogers.
Here he comes now from the sideline, and it's wide. So, as we get closer to half-time, Cronulla, they lead by 10 points to 4. Back at Marathon Stadium, and this match 35 minutes old. 3 tries in the game, but at the pace that it started, and given the conditions, it's quite warm, really. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see quite a few tries. I know it started off as a very tight arm wrestle, but it was evident that both packs of forwards were starting to walk from play to play. And that's to be expected as Paul Green goes across the halfway line. So 10 points to 4 at the moment. Cronulla looking as though they're going to pick up that vital 4th position in the first 8-team quarterfinals of Australian Rugby League. Healy's kick, it damaged them before, and this time it bounces favourably for Newcastle.
Yes, a little bit lucky there with the kick. Healy under all sorts of pressure there from Paul Marquette coming out from Marker. I think Marquette's one of the most improved players in the competition. At one stage I put him in the Hydro Okasini category of hit the ball up, no pass. But that area has improved markedly in his game, and defensively a very, very strong hitter front on.
Newcastle coming away with the ball from that mandatory 10-metre scrum. And Robbie O'Davis. Origin and Test honours this year, and look at the force in that tackle from Les Davidson. He's long been thought of as one of the game's biggest hitters. He came out of that tackle second best, though. I see Les is hobbling back into position as a penalty is awarded to Newcastle.
I know Danny Lee's having a great game, but there's been no better forward on the paddock than Les Davidson tonight with 14 tackles and 12 hit-ups. He's been in everything. He brought the ball out before from his own goal line and made 25 metres when there was only 10 to be made.
Here's Harrigan now on his 13th hit-up.
Robbie Davis got a little bit of a problem on the far wing. Was hurt in that last tackle.
Yeah, he's been struggling all matches, as a matter of fact. I know he's on the wing tonight, normally plays fullback, but he has been limping around for the whole game.
Now Matthew Johns turns it into the centre. Adam Muir with a big run. Support there from Andrew Johns. Now they got numbers on the left. And this is Tracy. Holds it back and takes it to ground. And the referee has ordered held up. Held up in goal.
Well, the movement deserved a try. I don't know if it's a planned one, but it was magnificent to watch. There were decoy runners going every which way but loose. Have a look at this, the way it unfolds and opens up the gap. Beautiful one on the inside. Muir the step. Gets through. Andrew Johns, the select pass out wide. Tracy, he's got Andrew Eddinghausen and Matt Rogers in 2 minds. Gets through. Somehow they keep him up. Matt Rogers did a great job again. Still on the attack.
Well, that is incredible, really. Tracy was long odds to score. They still might score. 1.5 minutes to go to the break. And Newcastle come back with the football. Andrew away for Tracy. Tracy, beautiful tackle around the bootlaces. He lashes out and to play the ball. Andrew Johns out for his brother Matthew. Inside, Muir picks up Ross. Ross inside. And Marquette gets it away. Robbie O'Davis, he gets it away. It comes across. It'll be Green out from the line. Seconds remaining. Cronulla's in front. Andrew Johns, a lofted pass away. Ross, they must score. They do. They get it down. Right on half-time. Robbie O'Davis, right on half-time, has scored for Newcastle.
Well, we saw Andrew Johns set up a try with the cut-out pass for the first one, and here's another one. As we freeze it there, I don't think it played any role, but Andrew Eddinghausen has taken a tumble. We've got 3 players. There's another one out here, up against one as play continues. And it was a simple task then for Robbie Ross just to draw Matt Rogers enough to allow O'Davis to get in out wide. So both wingers have scored. That was the key play, the cut-out pass from Andrew Johns straight onto the chest of Robbie Ross.
I got no doubt that if ET stays on his feet, that try might have been stopped. Rogers would have been able to stay on his man. ET covering the man with the football. But that's the way the luck goes in the game of rugby league.
This team is so hard to crack. The kick, it's there. We're locked up at half-time at Marathon. The crowd loves it. 10 points all. 2 tries apiece. This is a beauty. Second half, at the end of this, one of the sides will go into the top 4 for the start of the quarterfinals next weekend. 10 points all, and the driving defence from Cronulla. Herman, or Tony Herman, I should say. First of the Novocastrians tackled in the second half. First use of the football. 122 tackles in total for Newcastle. 139 for Cronulla. Tracy slammed into the ground by Andrew Eddinghausen. Will be looking for something very special from their captain in the second half. Newcastle kicking on the end of their first use of the football. And for his half-time summation, Steve Roach on the sidelines.
Yeah, well, Newcastle's Malcolm Reilly was pretty happy. He said, look, we've had them down. We've had most of the football. We've had them down on their own line. Only silly penalties let them get out of trouble, so cut that out. He wants his players to get on the fringe of the ruck. He reckons there's a bit of scope there for a couple of offloads and improve their support play. A number of times, Johns has made breaks with no support. Robbie O'Davis at half-time had a needle in his left thigh, so that shows the importance of this game for Cronulla. Johnny Lang just said, look, too many turnovers. He just told his team, just keep grinding away. This will help them in the semi-finals if they can go the full 80 minutes and win this one. Les Davidson has ankle trouble that he's trying to battle on, and also Richard Barnett, who went off in the first half, has blurred vision.
All right, Steve, thank you for that. This is Ross for Newcastle, 35 out from his own line. 2 tries apiece. Cronulla were first to score. Matthew Rogers got the first of his 2 tries. And the wingers for Newcastle supplied the 2 for the Knights, Herman and O'Davis. As Newcastle put it down, we've seen plenty of that in the match tonight. Talking at half-time to one of the officials who said the reserve graders complained about how slippery it was out there. The carpet, the ground is beautifully prepared, but players are having trouble holding the ball. And now the referee is calling a halt. I'm just interested to see who knocked this ball down. I fancy it might be against Newcastle. Green doesn't want to give the ball over to the other halfback. Well, there it is. Coming off the hand of Adam Muir. And Andrew Johns went up and said, I want the ball, and Paul Green didn't want to give it to him, and Green is still asking the question. In fact, Kelvin Jefferson, give over, give over. So, little Paul Green winning the day. Look at this defence, Paul. Still a lot of intensity out there. Davidson back. It's Raper. That's the 40-metre line as they go down the blindside channel. Green, 25 out now from the Newcastle line, across for Healy. Healy had Eddinghausen running as a decoy. And that is Bell. Played on the 20-metre point. Greenhill. Under the shoulder of Matthew Johns. 5 tackles gone. Healy's a great kicker. They've scored 1 from this play already. In flight. Battered down by Eddinghausen. Cronulla Sutherland have been ordered to turn it over.
Yes, it went forward from the bat down by E.T. Another great kick from Healy. Newcastle players not going for the football on that occasion. Herman decided to stay on the ground and let Cronulla go for it.
Change has been made. Davidson leaving the field. Robbie Kearns is now out there in jersey 27 for Cronulla as Marquette drops the hip, nearly makes it to the 20-metre mark. The forwards lining up off Andrew Johns. He goes to the backs.
And out to the centres. Ainscough. Problems here. Gets the winger involved. Back to Ainscough. And great play by Matty Rogers. Now across. Johns on for Andrew. Andrew Johns comes back and kicks. Paul Green gets it back into the field of play.
Oh, smart play from the halfback. Firstly, to be there, to read that they needed somebody in cover. And secondly, to pick the ball up the way that he did so that he could get back into the field of play. He's a class act. In fact, both number 7s are class acts. And Ainscough and Robbie O'Davis combining beautifully in that rush down the sideline.
So the Sharks with Kearns, 18 metres out from his own line. Raper on. That's Ryan. Came on for Nathan Long midway through the first half. Healy. Sitting up. Played at. All onside. Ross. Beats the tackle of Eddinghausen. Andrew looked as though he was intent on hurting him in the tackle, and look at that. The aggression of Eddinghausen. McCormack 42 metres away from their own line. The Knights 10 points all. Well, deemed that McCormack was quite entitled to play it and go himself. Now cross for Matthew Johns, who shows it, and then it was Tracy, I think. He's tackled 10 metres into Cronulla's area. McCormack sweeps it away, and Muir gives it, and Andrew Johns gets a kick in. And on the feet, it's taken on the 10-metre line. And straight down the ground goes Alan Bateman, out to the 40-metre line. He's had a good game, Alan Bateman. This is Greenhill. Pillar of strength for Cronulla. He's been a great backstop for Danny Lee. Craig Greenhill on the halfway line. Kearns adds his thrust. Raper adds his support. Now, 35 out, hang on. Now, Kelvin Jeffs is going to penalise, I fancy, for lashing out with the feet and to play the ball. And Harrigan has worn the boot in the face.
Yeah, Raper here gets up to play the football, and he just look at him there. He's lashing around and collected the Chief with his streaks right in the face, and Aaron knew he'd done wrongly. Yeah, quite severe talking to as well. E.T. the captain there to lend a hand.
He's actually gone on record, Aaron Raper, for that incident. So he'll be looked at after the game. Penalty awarded to Newcastle. 36 metres out. Road line.
Wrong of me not to mention the passing of his granddad during the week. To the Rapers. Pass on our sympathies. Oh, look at that. Could you feel that in the lounge room? Now the Chief loses it. Nickau gets it away. Healy steps off his left foot. Newcastle players tripping over themselves in defence. There's Ryan now. 5 metres into Newcastle's area. 10 points all, no change to the half-time score. They go back to the blind side from Raper. And Greenhill it is that takes it ahead. Bateman is over there playing on the left wing now. Bell has come into the centres as they come back into centre field. And this is the big fellow, Danny Lee. Chance here for Cronulla as they come away from Green into the boot of Healy. And here's the chase. It's very good. And pressure for Newcastle. cleaned up, and Cronulla finish up with the football, and Rogers has got his third. I think he's going to give it a long talk. Cronulla have already spent the winner's check, and he gives the try.
Yes,
Robbie. 3 tries for Matt Rogers.
Robbie O'Davis lost the football. The Newcastle players are claiming he was stripped of it. He went to the ground very early. The Newcastle winger, you see, he turns and chases. He goes to ground now, but the ball comes out. He doesn't have control of it. And Matt Rogers, well, he had his hand over it. The touch judge there helping the referee to decide that it wasn't stripped.
A controversial incident, this one, let me tell you. It looked to me like Rogers just pilfered the ball. Better angle now. O'Davis, has he got control? I think he's got control of it there with his hand on it.
Yeah, I think he's got control. He's got the hand on it, pressed into his leg. That, to me, is control in possession, and it's a great break for the Cronulla side. 3 tries for Matty Rogers. He's having a wow of a game because he saved 2 as well.
The touch judge made the ruling for Kelvin Jeffs. Davis definitely put his hand on the ball. Now, when a player's on the ground, in possession of the football, and a hand is placed on him, a tackle is deemed to have been made. So it would seem that a mistake may have been made there. But Rogers gets his 3rd try, fails to convert. 14-10, the Sharks in front. Centre of the park, 40-metre line behind them now, as Danny Lee goes spinning down to the 30-metre line. Good metres, more and more becoming available as the match progresses. This is Bateman. Bateman put away, 10 metres out. 14-10. The Sharks over the Knights. And this is Kearns, met by McCormack and Madison. They get it away. Eddinghausen. Bell shrugs away. Gets it on. 4 tries. Did he get it down? Is he going to give it? He's going to give it. 4 tries for Matt Rogers.
Oh, well, let's have a look at this on replay. From where we are, which is very high in the stairs, Matt Rogers can't believe he's got 4. It looked as though there was some doubt over this one. A bad missed tackle by Jamie Ainscough out wide. This is a tremendous offload. Picked up by Paul Green, the bootlaces. Eddinghausen going across to pick up Bell. That's the missed tackle. The ball out to Rogers. Now let's just see, does he stay in the field of play and does he ground the ball?
Hang on a second. Just hang on. I think if you see it on another angle, you might get a different picture. He looks like he...
Well, from that angle, I thought he dropped it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Watch this one. Watch this one. Oh. He's dropped the ball.
Dropped it from the foot away.
And look at the touch he's standing there. He's a metre away and he gets it wrong.
That is only rivalled by last Sunday's mistake on the same player. So while all eyes were glued on the corner post, he's lost the ball in trying to ground it. Rogers from the touchline. 4 tries alongside his name, whether we like it or not. 57 minutes gone, 18-10 the Sharkies. 18-10, the match almost riddled with controversy. 20 metres out from their own line. Nathan Long taken by Madison. Cronulla. A charge down, a chance for Newcastle. That is Marquette. 7 metres out, not even that. Sloppy play the ball, penalty. This will be the bin. Yes, it's the sin bin. Cronulla's down to 12. It's their playmaker, Mitch Healy.
Well, now they've got to make the decision whether to kick for goal here. They're 8 behind. This would take them within a converted try if it was successful. A very important decision. If they don't score here, it could be one of the biggest calls of the night.
Madison, 5 out, centre of the ground. McCormack in a run around. Second tackle, 4 to go. Muir away for Ross. And Cronulla coming up now. They've lifted again. Look at them surging in defence, the Sharks. No matter what the result, their defence has been superb. Matthew Johns, Ainsko, inside ball. O'Davis. 5 metres out from the line. The crowd goes back down again. Matthew Johns works the blind side. He's a metre short of the line. Ainsko, he might try it. He throws the pass for Andrew Johns. It came off Cronulla. They put it down, and it'll be 6 more. No, he's called a halt, given a penalty. Penalty for offside against Cronulla. Andrew Johns, 3 metres out from the line. Billy Peden in 27, through McCormack. McCormack, he's put away. Second or third tackle, is it? He plays it and comes back to the left. Madison has put away. 5 metres out from the line. Now it's with Andrew Johns. Out for Matthew. Inside ball. Muir. His pass. Andrew Johns has taken. Still the line is 5 metres away. The Sharks hanging on. Matthew Johns and McCormack. They work the run around. They come back to blindside. Marquette is put down. 5 tackles gone. Cronulla with 12 as Ainsko passes up. Andrew Johns puts the kick in. A race for the ball and another decision. No try.
Now, on this occasion, he's got his right. He's asked the in-goal judge, but this Cronulla defence, they just keep turning up. Newcastle look like scoring 3 or 4 tries here. And they just keep getting bodies in motion. Cronulla, people on the line, desperation defence.
I just think that Newcastle don't have a great deal of composure at the moment. I know they've gone very close to scoring there. And it's easy to say, but I'd have taken the 2 points earlier because they still had 9.5 minutes against 12 men. This is the key passage of the game, and that's a great result for Cronulla. A line drop out of some 60 metres, the tackle to be made on the halfway line.
Well, it's a moment. It's at a period like this in a vital game that all the kilometres you've put into your legs, all the weight training that you've done, all the preparation comes to the fore. Cronulla pulling out every bit of stamina, 1 player down. This is Tracy, 30 metres away from Cronulla's line. 18 points to 10 in favour of Cronulla. As the Johns brothers combine again, even they have been thwarted tonight. They go for the intercept and Bell knocks on, so a scrum will pack. And it's all time-consuming stuff, which Cronulla will be happy for.
If that pass hadn't got over the top of Jeff Bell's head, there was a real opportunity out there. Only Nick Howe and the winger.
Well, a converted try is what Newcastle are striving for. Twice in the match they've had simple shots at goal from right in front. Now they kick on the first tackle. Ainsko, he's a country mile in front of him. And Ainsko gets a record-breaking try.
Beautiful work. You take a chance in this game. Sometimes it pays dividends. And on this occasion, it's worked wonderfully well. The scrum win there for Newcastle is we freeze play. Nick Howe was off the scrum base. Jamie Ainsko going through. Eddinghausen couldn't turn and chase in time. Great work before a tackle had even been completed.
Oh, this is what rugby league's all about, isn't it? As soon as they kicked it, he just looked up and Ainsko, million miles an hour. E.T. couldn't foot it because Newcastle knew what they were doing. Cronulla didn't.
And the mind will rush back, of course, to the 2 penalties from right in front. They opted against. 15 out, practically in front. He's missed it. Well, Andrew Johns missing a sitter. 32 metres out from the Newcastle line. Ryan. Long. Long is 28 metres away from the Newcastle line. Now, Green. A duck under a tackle. His pass is ill-directed. With Robbie Kearns. Kearns is put away 33 metres out from the Newcastle line. Raper. Green. Go wide. They pick up Bell. Jeff Bell playing in the centres. 5 tackles gone for Cronulla now. The blind side, Raper, he kicks, looking for his winger. And Bateman and Herman have a contest, and Herman is the man in possession. Now, 10 metres out from their own line, and driving defence again by Ettinghausen. Herman. Cronulla's defence tonight, we've spoken about it right through the game. Never mind about the 4 tries, their defence has been just incredible.
3 in a row there from Ettinghausen. Just an inspirational performance tonight from the captain. 18 tackles he's made in the centres, and only 60 seconds left for the player in the bin now. Newcastle on the last. Look for Andrew Johns. Samet on the full, well positioned.
This is going to end in good field position for Cronulla. Harrigan makes the tackle on Samet, 25 out. And this is Danny Lee. Lee put down just inside the 20. 8 minutes of the match remaining. Nathan Long right on the 10-metre line. Raper to the blind side goes Green. Stands away from the tackle. Sidesteps another. Now it's with Nickow. Nickow to the 10-metre line. Put down by Andrew John. Centre of the park. 18-14. 7.5 to go. The sin bin time is over for Mitch Healy. Ball played back there. A chance for Newcastle. They've come up with it. Just into the field of play was Robbie Ross. And Kelvin Jeff says play on. Harrigan. O'Davis. Newcastle crowd appealing for Cronulla inside the 10.
Well, they know that the Knights need a penalty. That's the best way to get to the other end of the field quickly. 3 tackles now gone. They're still inside their 20 as Matthew Johns gets 21 out. And only 2 tackles left in this count.
Herman. Ryan, the tackler. No markers. Herman takes it out to the 40-metre line. And that's the turnover.
Well, they're just making too many mistakes, Newcastle, to win this match tonight. That was just ridiculous that Herman took a quick tap and has come up with a turnover in their own danger zone.
Nickow. Kearns. Ettinghausen lurking. On the right of the ground as Green does the stepping. Then he finds his captain, Ettinghausen. He tries to pass, it went backwards. It might have got some help from Newcastle, but he's ordered a knock-on against Cronulla. I think he's got somebody for mouthing off. Or is it the blood bin? Blood bin on Robbie Ross.
Let's just see where the knock-on is here. Green making the dart up the centre. Finds Ettinghausen in support. He turns. I can't see where the knock-on took place.
Well, that's Peden, of course, in the blood bin, not Robbie Ross.
Tim Madison coming on in 23. He came into the 15 when Tony Butterfield failed a medical yesterday. They have missed Butterfield out there, one of the tough men in the competition. Has played great football for them this year. They win the scrum now, and Robbie Ross, one-on-one with Samet. The 2 ones come together. The tackle made 9 out.
So 5 minutes of the match remaining. Cronulla, they've been in front. Back never headed. They've been equalled. It's been a case of Newcastle playing catch-ups. Can they catch up at the right time? Inside ball, and again, Andrew Johns looking for support, but there's a forward pass.
Oh, and the crowd's gone wild. Kelvin Jeffs has found a forward pass here. A nice bust made by the Johns boys. On that occasion, Matthew striding through. That pass is okay to Muir.
Yeah, it's that last pass that you've seen that he's had the question mark on. And, of course, you've got to measure the flight of the ball in relation to the man that passed it. It might be hard to argue with Kelvin Jeffs, given that he hasn't had 2 opportunities to look at it. So Healy plays it just outside the 30-metre line, and Nickau is grounded. Centre of the park. Cronulla by 4 points. Time very much on their side. There's the 20-metre line now. Healy goes to the air, across the ground. It came off the hands of Herman, and another try off the bomb. Jeff Bell. Bell scores for Cronulla, and that is it. Thank you, linesman. Thank you, ball boys.
And that kick has been very successful tonight for both teams, because what it does is it gives the momentum to the chasers. Have a look at Tony Herman here, turned inside out. He's standing still almost, doesn't get anywhere near the ball really in the end. And Jeff Bell, the simplest try he'll score in his career.
Yeah, he was in all sorts of trouble, Tony Herman. He was pulling the whip a long way from home here. He had no idea where this was going. And Cronulla, their 5th try, and whilst there's been a couple of controversial decisions have gone their way, you've got to say they deserved their win.
Yeah, I guess that's the good thing about the decisions, Paul, is I think the best side has got the money tonight. It's just a shame it's been in controversial circumstances.
I do think that first 14 minutes has gone a long way to forging this victory for Cronulla. Scored 5 tries off the bomb in their win over Brisbane a few weeks ago. So semi-final, quarter-final aspirants, they're making it quite a weapon. Rogers. Now he adds a further 2 points. 24 points to 14. And many of us were laughing at the footy tap judges when they gave Newcastle 9.5 stars.
Why did he have to kick that one? Perhaps. Why?
I was pulling him back. Now O'Davis has taken it over the sideline.
Well, Newcastle now go to the semi-finals. They'll finish in 5th spot. This means they'll play the team that runs 8th.
Faith down the front, yeah.
Next weekend. They don't miss a year, Rabs, do they? So on this form, though, I mean, 6 weeks ago, they were sailing along nicely. What's that? 5 defeats in the last 6 games. And the simple fact is they're not playing good football.
The question is, who is going to be 8th? Who's going to be 8th? Will it be Norths or will it be Auckland?
In your favour, North Sydney, but it will be interesting to see which sort of side takes the field for them with so many of their stars injured last weekend.
Greenhill now. 5 metres into Newcastle's area. Thoroughly absorbing game, this one. It's really had the spectators totally involved since the kickoff, and it's only in the last couple of seconds that the exits have become popular. This Newcastle crowd, they love their football. Not even their support tonight could get the Knights home. Cronulla looking for another try. Robbie Ross confronted by Alan Bateman, and a line drop out to get us going again. 24 to 14. Andrew Johns trying to get the drop out away as quick as he can, but even that youthful exuberance is not going to help matters here. And referee Kelvin Jess will put a scrum down 10 metres out. It'll be a Newcastle feed, and it will barely have time to pack. Only a matter of seconds on the clock. Next weekend, we've got an incredible amount of rugby league on. President's Cup finals, Commonwealth Bank Cup finals, all the semi-finals. Here's Newcastle. Never say die, but Herman puts it down. The ball goes over the sideline. The siren in the background. And there it is. Cronulla Sutherland have come out of the pack and have grabbed fourth placing. It could even become third, I suppose, depends on Sunday. But Cronulla Sutherland in the top four. That's what we came here for, to decide which of these two clubs would go through and have two chances. Would it be Newcastle? Would it be Cronulla? At full time, it is Cronulla, 24-14.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports in partnership with the National Rugby League.